Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, as usual, I'd like to appreciate your support so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and also give us a like. So, yesterday we did an analysis on George Njoroge and John Walubengo's take on the 10 servers which IEBC have been operating on. We made an effort of listing all the 10 servers, and I gave you some roles of each and every server. And then we went to an extent of explaining, that is according to John Walubengo's point of view. And before I even say what I explained regarding John Walubengo, I said in that analysis that in the Supreme Court session, John Walubengo was amicus curiae. And you know those people were referred to as the friends of the court. And so in the interview, there was John Walubengo, and then there was George Njoroge. And George Njoroge, by now, I think we all know that is the IT guy for Azimio. So both of these people shed more light on the other details which we didn't know about the servers. But CHEBUKATI has also come out clear and say that he intends to demystify the server issues as far as the 2022 Kenyan polls are concerned. So CHEBUKATI took to his Twitter handle and shared 2 tweets. And then George Njoroge also issued a response to the tweets. So first, I'd like to read to you the 2 tweets that CHEBUKATI shared with us. So this is what CHEBUKATI said. I am pleased to announce that my project titled Role of Technology in Improving the Integrity of the Electoral Process in Kenya has been accepted for presentation at Election Integrity Annual Conference to be held on July 3rd to 7th. My talk will demystify the server in Kenyan polls. That's the first tweet. Then on to CHEBUKATI's second tweet. Then CHEBUKATI also shared this. The Electoral Integrity Project is based at the Royal Military College at Canada. EIP, Electoral Integrity Project, seeks to strengthen elections in contests around the world through innovative and policy-relevant scientific research that achieves international standing in the social sciences. That is the end of the second tweet that CHEBUKATI shared. Then George Njoroge also decided to go to his Twitter handle and said this. Fortunately, we talked about the server today on Spice FM KE. I think what Njoroge is trying to tell CHEBUKATI is that we already demystified what you want to demystify when you be going to Canada. We already talked about these things at the Spice FM. You want to go to Canada to demystify what we already demystified here in Kenya. So from CHEBUKATI's words, I think this is point clear. To this, we can authoritatively say that the issue of server inamsumbua CHEBUKATI. I mean, the only way for him to, clean his hands from this mess ndio inamsumbua. But I think from whatever tweet he shared, one can tell easily that this issue of server is an issue that is bedeviling CHEBUKATI. It is not giving CHEBUKATI some good time. So CHEBUKATI was reacting to, the nomination or the shortlisting of Mary CHEBUKATI, and Mary CHEBUKATI is spouse to Wafula CHEBUKATI. So she was shortlisted among the 10 shortlisted people for the chairperson of the Revenue Allocation Committee. And this Revenue Allocation Committee is the one that is in charge of allocating revenue to all the counties. Mary CHEBUKATI became one of the 10 finalists in that shortlisted names. So CHEBUKATI, kwa sababu alikuwa na ile raha, he went to his Twitter handle and shared those details about server. So what Chebukati wants to do ni kutoka hapa Kenya to go to Canada and talk about things which are supposed to be addressed here in Kenya. I mean, the questions which Raila Amolo Odinga has asked, the questions which citizens have asked, he wants to go and answer them in Canada. So why would Chebukati not opt for a local arrangement to demystify these server issues as far as the Kenyan polls are concerned? Why not settle for a local arrangement whereby you bring the concerned parties here on the table so that you can address that issue that you want to address in Canada? I mean, this is a bit strange, because that's why we keep saying that most African countries bado wananyenyekea mabeberu. You see, it is easy for Chebukati to go to Canada and do that presentation, and it's not easy for Chebukati to go to maybe Ufungamano Hall and do that presentation. That's why if I say that Waafrika bado hawajafika ile level ya kujitawala, wanataka wajipendekeze kwa wazungu. If I am Chebukati and this issue is an issue that is locally challenged, Chebukati should have just gone to either KICC, Bomas of Kenya, or even the Fungamano Hall and done a presentation and demystify this issue of server here in one of these places here in Kenya. By doing that, atakuwa amequell hii tension ambayo ina grow by the day, because you will go to Canada, do that presentation, but in the bipartisan talk, it is the second item which is supposed to be addressed, the issue of server. So George Njoroge has responded to Chebukati's tweet and told Chebukati, we already talked about this, what you want to talk about in Spice FM. Whatever you want to go and talk about in Canada, we already did it here in Kenya yesterday. So that is quite shocking, but it's okay, because George Njoroge had to tell Chebukati the reality, because it's not like it's something like rocket science ati kama ni kitu mpya ambayo ataenda kuongelea kule. No, all these things have been shared. John Walubengo gave an example of a marking scheme. I mean, exams are done manually, the papers are marked manually, but then the results are posted on the system for you to access via the phone. So he said that it's the same thing. If you want to address the issue of maybe irregularity, you go, you just go to the source. The source, these are those papers. So you do your own audit and can call for an audit. Just like when you find that your son or your daughter, you don't agree with the results, then you can always call for a remark. Just the same as Chebukati's case here and IBC. Azimio have a right to call for an audit so that you can counter-check these figures. It is the right of Azimio One Kenya Alliance, that because they were one of the major players in the election that just passed. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you tell us what to think about this below the comment section? Do you think Chebukati is right to say that he's going to demystify the server issues in Canada instead of just doing it locally? Can you tell us what to think about that below the comment section? And once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.